guys? This is Rob. I'm back with another build. This time it's a concept build, which I've never done before. This is a replication of a Corellian Corvette. I'm starting with a Randy Cooper kit, which is a I don't even know if he still makes it. It's a Corellian Gunship or Corellian Corvette that he had come out with. I don't even know when. A friend of mine sent me the kit, and he had asked me if I could make a, I guess, make some changes to it so it more matches this, which is a Joe Johnston sketch. It's the Blockade Runner early sketch of the Blockade Runner. It was originally supposed to be the Millennium Falcon. So they took some components from this design and scrapped the whole thing for the Falcon and started over again, and used this design for the Tantive 4 and other Corellian Corvettes. So I'm replicating this because this has some really cool features on it that I think will look maybe a little bit better than the original intent for this kit, which is still nice. If you build it out of the box, you're still going to have a nice model. I just wanted to make some additions to it. So I started with the basic out of the box. You know, the kit is pretty easy to build. If you've built the Randy Cooper Tantive 4, this is easier. It's of course it's smaller, has less parts, and it only has 6 engines versus 11. So it's a little bit easier to line the engines up too. As you can see, I have all 6 on already. Some of it's been primered. I'm kind of working piece by piece on this thing because I want to replicate some pieces, and I also want to improve some of the parts that came with the kit. So that's what I'm basically doing. Some of these pieces I just put on recently that aren't painted or primed. I had to clean those up. The entire the cockpit is not attached yet because I'm still working on the inside. But the main body of the model is 2 pieces. There's a seam right here, and the engine's all attached to this flat piece in the back. Once you have these 2 pieces together, then you can put the engines on and everything else. But I had to make sure that I drilled enough, you know, holes and channels and stuff for the wiring because I am lighting this. So what you see now is I made some improvements to this so far. So I made pieces to cover up the seam. I don't think there's anything actually on the ship other than those pieces that I had created so far. These are all kit pieces, and I cleaned everything up. These 2 pieces, when you put them together, they didn't really match. So the seam is here, it was flat, and you line up the 2 pieces, but they didn't match perfectly. So what I did here was a Bondo press. So I filled this entire area with Bondo on both sides, kind of like just applying it to this piece and to this piece, and then I just pressed everything together, and I let that cure for like a day. And what I'm gonna do is, now it's really sturdy right now, it's probably not gonna come apart, so it's very, very tight. The channel here is filled, so there's no danger of it coming apart. But what I'll probably do is pin it here, so you know it has some added strength. So the kit parts that I'm using are pretty much cleaned up. I have to put some more pieces and detail work on here and a few other places. The kit itself is designed to have guns here, but I am going to change that up, and I'm going to put in these antennas, which are going to come out the side like that on both sides. And the dish, now he does provide you with a dish, it's just a small one, and I redesigned the dish to be much bigger and more pronounced, and this is the dish that I'm going to be using, which is and I had to create like a stand for it and everything. So basically, all I'm going on is these drawings. So there's this one, and there's also this one. Now this has 8 engines. This one only has 3. Mine has 6, so it's not going to match exact. But I did replicate the engine part, and I'm going to put that in all 6 of the engines. The engines will be lit, and he does include an opaque part that you can put in there, which is pretty nice. It actually fits exact. It fits right into the engine cavity. It fits right in there, and then my insert goes into that. But I'm not really happy with the opaque parts, so I'm going to print. I think they should be a little. I think they look better clear, so I'm going to actually print them in clear resin, so I can get a clearer effect from that. So the cockpit is the one that he provides to you. This is actually I had attempted to light block this and kind of clean up areas that I wanted lit, because he does provide you with a cockpit that's in opaque resin, so you can light it basically from underneath if you wanted to. And this didn't work out for me. I didn't really like the detail. It's kind of messy. And the chairs that he gives you are like, they look sort of like little, sort of like airplane seats, I guess, but I didn't like those either. So what I did was I redesigned the entire the entire cockpit. I made the grating see-through. I'm going to light it from underneath, and there's also lights and holes that should light up for instrumentation and stuff. And I redid the seats to look more like Millennium Falcon seats, and I added the steering yokes and pipes, a whole bunch of other stuff. I have to finish curing this part, and I have to paint it, so that's in progress. And this piece just fits right inside. It's actually a pretty good fit. I may have to reprint those seats. They look a little big. So that's in progress, and I also made a light. This is like a little lamp that I'm going to try. It's a little lamp. I'm going to put an SMD in here, or a 3mm LED, and that's going to go on the side here. I may put 2 on the top and 2 on the bottom, so there's some lighting coming off the mid part of the ship, which is, there's nothing lit up here, so I think it would look good to have some more lighting there. So the cockpit will be lit. Hopefully these 2 lamps will be lit on the top and bottom, and then the engines. I'm probably going to make this removable, so you can kind of just plug it in there for shipping purposes also, because it'll never make the trip. It's going to break, so I want to be able to take it off and put it back on. So I think what I'm going to be able to do is make this an option. You can put this on, or if you want to change it up, you can put the cannon on, and I'll make it so you can put either or on that spot. So that's it for now. I got some other parts that I'm working on, and I'm to the point now where I'm almost ready to put all the rest of the pieces on, and then start the paint work, which should be fun. I think it's going to be, I'm going to kind of mess around with it and see if I can get it to be sort of like a cross between the Millennium Falcon and the Blockade Runner. So we'll see what it turns out like, and I'm kind of kind of hoping it's going to turn out cool. I think it should. So I'll come back when I have more done, and I'll show you what it looks like. So thanks for watching, and stay tuned for the next part. I forgot to mention, if you're curious about the size, I have no idea what scale this is because it's a concept ship, so it's about 19 inches long, and it's about 8 inches wide at the back, as far as all the engines, so that's about 8 inches right there. So pretty big, not huge, and much smaller than the Blockade Runner.
The jobber no bother. Is I will tell. The kato umuti. Me chada so goody.